So it's been a minute since I've been on here, but I wanted to share with you a little bit about NPHub and my thoughts on using it, so keep watching. Today I want to talk about something a lot of nurse practitioner students come across during school looking for a clinical placement. That is why I want to share with you all something called NPHub and share my personal experience using it for my clinical placement. So what is NPHub? NPHub is a clinical placement service that helps nurse practitioner students like myself find one of the most difficult parts of NP school, which is securing a preceptor and completing clinical rotations. As many students know, even if you're doing well academically, you can't graduate without completing your required clinical hours, and finding a preceptor can be very difficult. That's where NPHub comes in. They help match NP students with licensed preceptors in different specialties like family medicine, women's health, psychiatry, and acute care. And essentially they act as a bridge between students who need clinical experience and those providers who are open to taking students. I really like how they built a large network of preceptors across multiple states, and they help thousands of students into clinical rotations like myself, and the main goal is to prevent delays in graduation if someone can't find a preceptor site. Now, speaking from my own experience, I personally have used NPHub for one of my clinical placements, and it turned out really well. I was able to find a preceptor that I really love and I felt comfortable learning from, and the experience ended up being so valuable, not just academically but personally. And I learned so much during the rotation, and I'm still friends with her till this day. And what I didn't expect was that I would actually build a real connection with my preceptor. She was amazing to work with, very knowledgeable, and she was very invested in my learning. For me, that part was very essential because clinical rotations can sometimes feel rushed or strictly just professional, but in my case, it turned out to be a great mentorship and connection. Of course, it's important to remember that NPHub is not a school or certification program. It is a paid placement service that helps with logistics, and while some students may prefer to find preceptors on their own due to cost, for me, it was worth it and saved me tons of time and stress. Overall, my experience with NPHub was positive, and it helped me get into rotation, and it ended up being one of the most memorable parts of my NP journey. Also, a little bit about how the process was before I chose that preceptorship site. I had a phone call with the preceptor, and then she asked questions like when am I going to finish NP school, and like what interested in me in having that preceptorship with her. And it was a great phone call, and we matched, and within the next week or so I was able to secure that site and start immediately, which was great. And for some of you who feel like it might be quite expensive, I also think that time is more important, so perhaps, you know, sealing that clinical site immediately is more important than. And definitely the price tag can be definitely hefty, but it is worth it in the end. Time is money. But overall, my experience with NPHub was phenomenal. I highly recommend them, and I would do it again. If I need another clinical placement, I would go on NPHub and choose a site in the specialty I would want. Yeah, that is my review of NPHub. I hope this helped you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me, Instagram, YouTube. Have a good day.